We're back. Take two, because apparently I just took a picture instead of recorded a video. We're back in the office. I just really need to get this done. It's been at least 9 months, and I got to get it done. Like, I'm so tired of this mess. And my house is a disaster zone because a lot of this stuff belongs in this room. I cleaned it up a little bit already. I should have time-lapsed it, but nobody wants to see me cleaning. This is where I'm at right now. What I've done, the last thing I did was, I don't remember if I had this in the last video, but I put this new supply duct in, and I don't know if you can see it, like right there. There's a new 20 by 20 to 18 round adapter, or transition, I guess you call it. And the old one was pretty rusted. This whole thing is really old, and I think it's from the original swamp cooler, so it's super rusty. It actually really needs to be replaced, but to replace it I got to pull up the roof, and really the roof needs to be replaced, so I don't have $40,000 for a new roof. So this replacement required me to cut out, like the way I had it installed, they basically took the old transition and placed the ducts that are on the roof right over it. Which is very odd. So really the air coming out of the air handler on the roof was pushing against the seal to the roof on the outside, because it was getting basically behind this curb. So I fixed all that. I sealed it all up. I put a new one in. I had to cut the old one out, which was very painful because there's a lot of sharp sheet metal. I had to buy some tin snips in both directions, which I've never had before. I only had the straight ones. These are immensely helpful. If you don't have a pair, I highly suggest them. So I patched it for now, replaced the supply line because that was more for a smell thing. I wasn't sure. It was easy to access. I decided I was going to do it. So if we look up here, there's actually a plenum that I went in with my shop vac and 50-foot hose. This is not the 50-foot hose, as you can see. But I went in there and I crawled in there into that opening there. And I put the hoses as far down as I could just to clean out the ducts as best I can. There's a lot of junk in there. Just trying to keep the smell down or eliminate the smell. I mean, I don't really smell. I haven't smelled anything lately, which is good, but it's also cold. So I don't know if that's a factor. As I said, there used to be a register here. But the return is right there for this room. And the return for the whole house is actually right on the other side of this wall. So that's kind of really short. So I moved it over here. I got an insulated register, or I don't know what you call it, duct. And I put in a new flex duct in there. I actually also replaced, you can't see it, but I also, under there's a Y, a 1098Y that I replaced, and I flipped it around. So what's next is little things. I need to clean up this electrical. I want to, I don't know if I told you, but I nicked this hose when I was cutting a hole in the ceiling to put these in. I didn't go through it, fortunately. That would have been a mess. But it was deep enough that I could put my fingernail into it. So I turned the water off and I replaced that. I put a union in there. But I want to pick these up off the top of the sheetrock. I don't want them laying on the sheetrock for that reason. Then I got to put all this insulation back. So some insulation there, and a bunch all in here, as well as back in there. When I did this insulation, which was before I started recording YouTube, I needed an additional piece, so I had to buy a whole package for this. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in this wall. I'm not 100% sure. I don't. There's no real need for it. The office, the studio's on the other side. It would be good for sound deadening, I guess, but I don't expect a whole lot of noise coming from this room. And one other thing we have to do is run some speaker wires to wherever we're going to put the speakers. I think I mentioned I really wanted them there and there, but I can't put them there anymore. So I'll probably have to put them in the ceiling. That's how I had them last time, but I'm not sure I'm going to put them over here. I might put them in the middle. That seems to make more sense to put them in the middle. I haven't figured that out yet. I don't know. I know I look like Darth Vader with that mask, but that is the best mask I've ever worn. I love it. I wear it all the time. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to be in this room right now without it, because putting up that insulation has so much dust. And then I believe the swamp cooler was leaking, so there's a bunch of lime from the water evaporating in the insulation. So when I put it up, it's just like... All right, so I got ahead of myself. I put up insulation without running the wires for the speakers. So I'm going to stop and do that now. So I had a couple of rolls of wire laying around. This is actually like outdoor light wire, 16 gauge zip cord essentially, that I never used. I figured I could use that here. The other option was this stuff, which is actually 16 gauge 4 conductor, but I really don't need that. I just need 2 runs. That's what I ran in my other house, but it's really overkill. I mean, it's nice if you're going to run a long distance for, a pair. So you can run a long distance to the room and then split it from there. But in here, I just have to go from there up to the ceiling. So I think I'm just going to use this. Oh, man. Okay. This was a very large decision for me. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. There's so many options. One of the reasons I did this whole thing was because of the smell. And the floor definitely had stuff on it from the ferrets. So the question is, do I pull the floor out? Do I pull just the grout? What do I do? The rest of the house, almost all the whole house has this tile. I'm not a fan of the tile. I could take or leave it. I am a fan of not doing work. And pulling this up was going to be a lot of work. And I'm already 9-10 months into this, and I'm ready to be done. So on top of whether or not I wanted to pull the floor was whether or not I should buy enough for the whole house, because I want a house that has 18 different floors in it. And that starts to get back into whether or not I should pull a tile. Nobody likes putting floor on top of floor. That's just not a good idea. But to remove the tile from the whole house is going to be like ridiculously expensive if I don't do it myself, and I don't want to do it myself. What I decided, because I just got to get it done, I'm going to go and put a membrane sealant down on this floor and put a non-expensive plank floor over it. I'm just so done with all this work. The other part of it is I don't want to do it all and then find out the smell is still here. But a lot of people, said put down that membrane sealant. It's like $75 a gallon. That's going to seal everything into the floor, into the grout, and we'll put the plank floor over it. So that's the plan. I needed to make that decision before I put the sheetrock up. I mean, I don't need to, but I wanted to. Holy cow, I have something in my eye big time. So honestly, I think we're ready for sheetrock, finally. So I'm probably going to hire somebody, bare minimum, to do the mudding and all that stuff, the texture, because I can't do that. Hanging sheetrock, I could probably do it. The question is it worth the labor? I don't know. If I do it, it's going to be months. If somebody else does it, it's going to be a weekend, probably. Well, maybe a couple weekends. I already did get a couple of quotes. It's going to be, between the sheetrock and the labor, probably about $5,000. Assuming sheetrock hasn't gone up since the last time I checked. That's the plan right now. Let's get it sheetrocked, and I'll put the floor in. That's easy. Yeah, so we'll catch you next time. I am ready for a shower now.